Now, may I humbly request Dr. Abhishek Kumar, Senior Scientist, CSIR, to kindly join us here on the dais. Over to you, sir.
Well, a very good afternoon to all. Myself, Dr. Abhishek. I am from Council of Scientific and Industrial Research. Before actually I start my some thought line, I would like to just have a brief comment over the previous some of the thought lines which were presented by the speakers here. Coming from the CSIR, where we work on the applied sciences as well as the basic sciences, I can very much correlate with the correctness of the statement which was given by some of the speakers, where they told that actually the industry, there is a gap between the industry and the academia. So even before I will proceed further to my speakings, how many of you even know of this triple helix model? Do any one of you know, or do we know about this triple helix model? Do you have anyone here who know about this triple helix model? So this triple helix model is basically a fine balance between industry, academia, and then the research organizations. So what I believe that much has been told from the industry perspective, much has been told from the academia perspective. Now, I would like to make some presentations from the research organization perspective, because we are the one where we see that how we connect those talents which are coming fresh out of the colleges and how we make them the industry ready, and what CSIR is doing in all those things. Now, the world is undergoing a very rapid change, and that is actually very true for the STEM also. What I will see that all these initiatives are actually a very positive initiative towards a dream of making a fine balance between a skill and will. India as a progressive nation, we have a lot of will to achieve something, to place ourselves on the flagship point. But what we lack is actually the available skills. Now the forum like this will provide an opportunity for all the aspirants to actually reduce this gap of skill and will. So I see these kind of forums in those perspective only. Now, for any system to exist and retain its usefulness, this ambidexterity is a must actually. Now, what is this ambidexterity? It is the ability of any system to make a fine balance between exploitation and exploration. Now this stream is already a very well-established phenomena. I believe that all of you, in silo approaches, if our labs used the in silo yesterday approaches, they might not have been actually able to deliver those results. I'm not sure many of you whether know or not that the COVID vaccine, the one which is actually the indigenously developed, some of the components of this COVID vaccine is also developed in the IICT, one of the lab of CSIR. So they are not only the biological sciences labs, but also the engineering as well as the physical sciences lab of CSIR worked closely to come out with these novel solutions. So in a practical arena, we can see that until unless we do not encourage the amalgamation of such interdisciplinary thinkings, we may not be able, or we are not very much successful to provide the solution of the practical problems, because problems in the real life world, they are very complex in nature, and they are never actually they cannot be of that nature which can be solved from the single discipline. I believe that the previous speakers hit on the same line, but from the different aspect, when one of the speakers has told that people who has actually very well educated on the line of cloud computing, the industry may not be find it very useful. Why? Because industry has a lot of expectations from very different dimensions. In the academia, we might be actually very much focusing on completing the course, but once you are hitting actually the practical life, there will be challenges and there will be expectations from very different dimensions, and the solutions can never be delivered actually using one discipline touching to one discipline. Now, the thing is how we are actually going to support this multidisciplinary approach in today's STEM. My belief is that the current education should evolve or should come out with more experimental, more holistic, more discovery oriented, more exposure oriented, more discussion based, more flexible, practical, and of course more enjoyable sort of study. From CSIR perspective, I would like to inform you all that CSIR has already initiated two of its much flagship program. The one we call CSIR Skill Development. The other is the CSIR Jigyasa. Now, what we do in the CSIR Jigyasa, as the problems were very well raised by the previous speakers, that the people who are coming from the very good reputed engineering colleges and the schools, they find themselves quite unable to solve the real-time problems. So in the CSIR Jigyasa program, we have actually initiated a Student Science Connect program. We are giving an opportunity to the school students that even in the younger age, come to the lab, just see that how the scientists of CSIR are actually facing and solving the real-time problems, the real-world problems. I request you all to just go and have a look on the CSIR Jigyasa program, which is very much appreciated, not only the national but also on the international level. And even recently, we have also introduced the virtual lab. Considering the the recent COVID pandemic, we have also introduced the virtual lab concept there, so that even the people, even the children who don't have access to the, if they are in such area where the CSIR labs is not accessible, they can very easily go to the virtual lab and they can learn something from there. The second is the CSIR skill development. In the starting, if you remember, I have told you that some of those who have actually know about this triple helix model, this research or the government research organization has to play a very crucial role to act as a bridge between the academia and the industry. In the CSIR skill development, we are doing the same. People may be very much well educated on the theoretical lines, but when it comes to the actual exploitation of that people or utilization of that person from the industry perspective, he needs to get exposed towards certain dimensions. The CSIR skill development program actually encouraging people to achieve the same. Under the CSIR skill development program, the children, the students are encouraged to come to the CSIR lab and spend some time with the scientist of the CSIR. There you will even get a handhold training and get a chance to work with them to even solve some of the real-time problems. So yeah, there is always a scope in any of the system. As I have told, there is always a scope of the exploration in any of the system, and so is it is true for the STEM. It is not only the desire to change which makes a system very much suitable, it is also the pace of change which actually defines the success and the future of any field. And so is it true with STEM. So with those lines, I hope that you people actually go and explore all of the programs which we run from the CSIR perspective, and feel free to reach us if you need any help. We are here. We are actually more than willing to help you out in this. Thank you all.